Welcome, dear friends. Welcome to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Dallas Riggan, and I've been a member of this church for 4 years, a UU since 2007. I am your worship associate today, like it or not. I use he, him pronouns, am a baby boomer, white man with light brown thinning hair, 5 feet 7 inches tall, a graying beard, and I'm wearing a navy shirt and khaki pants. We want to acknowledge now that here at this church, we're on the land of the Tocobaga and the Seminole peoples. We're a church of many welcomes, and we offer a warm welcome to all of you, especially those of you who are here for the first time. We hope you'll come back and maybe make this your church home. This is a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. To learn more about coming events, our church calendar is on our website, and that is uutarpon.org. Go there and you can find out anything. Or talk to one of us at the coffee hour after the service. For those of you present with us in the building, we have connection cards available for you. They look like this. And they're near the pews in the hymnal. And also, if you want to write down your joys and sorrows, we have the smaller cards like this that you can do that. You can write your joys and sorrows on them. You can stand up when the time comes and read them, or we'll read them. Lay-led services are a time-honored tradition in our heritage. Today, we're going to be hearing from the members of the engagement circle. Now, think of the word engagement as meaning an invitation to get involved with our church and give of your time and talents. Our engagement circle includes Betty Clark, Kathy Hopkins, Carole Baker, Barbara Kostreva, and me, Dallas Riggan. Our lay leader for this service is Betty Clark, and the title of our service is The Gift of Time. Our music today, of course, will be provided by Bonnie Whitehurst.
Please open your teal hymnals to 10:10 as we sing We Give Thanks.
And we'll sing it 2 times through. And you may stand if you wish. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for the joy we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for the joy we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks to this precious day.
Good morning. I'm Betty Clark, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a white woman with ear-length silver hair, hazel eyes, and a strong southern accent. Today I'm wearing a printed blue and tan dress. My husband and I became members of this church in COVID times of spring of 2020, and I currently serve on the board of trustees. In 1970, I found my way to the Thomas Jefferson UU Church in Charlottesville, Virginia, where I joined while I was in school there for the next 10 years at University of Virginia. Then I found my way eventually to Houston, Texas, had many positions over the last 40 years there in the Bay Area UU Church. When we first moved to Tampa, we attended and joined the UU Church of Tampa. And now we have found a home here. Our opening words this morning are by Alban Chicha. Whatever you need. Whatever you need brings you to this special place and hour. Know mostly that it's best served through eager receptivity of your mind and your heart. It could be a firmer step towards lifting to the horizon of a high thought. It could be a desire to give assistance to feelings. It could be a challenge in your way of life. It could be to find a place in the part of caring in a serving community. Then let your mind consider, well, what is here thoughtfully given, then let your heart accept freely what is here lovingly shared. Come together as we experience this Sunday service.
Our chalice lighting this morning will be a responsive reading. Please follow along with me as I read the words of Julian Jamaica Soto from Celebrating Abundance. All that we are together and individually is part of the abundance of the universe.
We are made of stars, we are made of earth.
All that we have comes from the earth and from the labor of those in our communities.
From the cities, farms, and oceans that enliven us, the world and those we live in.
We are surrounded by blessings, by grace, and by possibilities. We respect and honor one another's differences.
We celebrate our interbeing with abundance and the practice of generosity.
Everyone, come now. Let us worship together. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move forward toward justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant.
Please join in as we sing 123, Spirit of Life, in your Gary hymn.
Stirring
Our story for all ages this morning will be a skit starring the engagement circle. So, without further ado.
So we're going to be doing our skit right around this area. So if you can't see very well, feel free to come up closer. Come on up. All right. Well, hello. I'm Kathy Hopkins. I am the past president of this church.
And I am somebody. Just call me I am somebody. I'm a member of the Unitarian Universal Church of Tarpon Springs.
Maintaining and revitalizing our church involves numerous actions and talents, some large and some small, but all are important. This year, as we transition to a halftime minister, we've asked somebody to step up and help make sure that the Sunday experience we offer is the very best it can be. So I'm here today to walk Mr. Somebody, I'm a somebody, through what he needs to do. Okay? All right, you ready, somebody?
I'm ready. I've got it all.
Thank you.
Right here, just tell me.
Thank you for stepping up. Well, the first thing we do, very important every Sunday when people come in the door, we want them to be greeted with a friendly face and give them everything they need to be comfortable.
Okay. All right, first of all, let's do some name tags so we know who they are. Here. You look like you're a little today. If somebody here, welcome, thank you for coming, and how wonderful you are. Okay, what's next?
If they have trouble hearing or if they're fidgety, you know.
Trouble hearing, we have other stuff for you. And you know what? Some of you may just not want to play around.
And of course, we need somebody to light the chalice every Sunday.
Right, like the chalice. Okay. Chalice. Chalice, yes. Like the chalice.
Matches. They're in here. Dallas. Somebody. He's new at this, you know.
Right. See, this is, we'll just,
Lighting the chalice is always a struggle. Of course, you know, we have lay-led services, so we'll need you to be a lay leader. I hope you have a sermon prepared.
me,
Yeah, a sermon.
of what?
Yes, you're the lay leader, so you're in charge of the sermon.
Really?
Don't worry.
Sermon. Okay, sermon. Be nice. Do good stuff. Smile. Don't put people down. God good, sin bad. End of sermon.
You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? All right, and we need to schedule guest speakers for the future. Can you handle that for us?
What next?
Schedule guest speakers. You might want a calendar.
It just never ends, does it? Somebody. Somebody else. Anybody. Who cares? Whoever.
All right, that's good to have that taken care of. All right, from time to time, Bonnie likes to have a guest musician help her out with the music. So,
Music?
Yes. You have anything in there for music?
Really? Music?
Yes, and we volunteer from the graciousness of our heart with good attitudes. Music. You have an instrument?
Well, okay.
Ah, a thumb piano, perfect. All right, now we need you to play this.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
You choose the song too.
Oh, I
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I forgot, our Zoom people need to hear it, so you've got to stream it. So, camera, tripod, all that good stuff.
Right. I probably need that. Not that I really know anything about this, but, okay, so we can do this, so.
And a camera would help, yes, yes. All right.
Let's be sure.
Okay. All right. Now, performance time.
Now, let's.
Take a selfie of this. All right. Yay. Big applause for our musician. All right. It's time to collect the offering.
Offering?
To sustain the good work and well-being of our church. All right, don't take too much time doing that because you got to get the coffee hour ready, the coffee and the snacks. We need coffee hour, coffee and snacks. You know, we need volunteers to do that. Otherwise, we'll have coffee with no coffee.
Okay. You get some coffee, and you get some coffee, and I think I need a drink.
Don't forget the snacks.
Snacks too, yeah, you gotta have some sort of snacks here.
Now you need to open the bag, Dallas. I mean, somebody. So, you know, we have a plate.
Oh, yes, you want to be nice about this.
Yeah, you put all the snacks out in the plate so that they're ready for coffee hour. That's how it's done. Ah, and pass them around. Why not? Thank you so much for volunteering to help, but it looks to me like somebody's going to need some more help.
Gee, you think?
So our church calls on us to bring all that you are. This includes our hearts, our talents, known and yet to be discovered, to light our way forward into the upcoming year. We are asking, can somebody please, let's sing it.
Find us.
Can somebody please, somebody's to help.
Maestro.
Find me somebody to help. Find me somebody to help. Somebody, anybody find me somebody to help.
Do I have some volunteers? Now is the time that we'll have our children to go to their faith formation, and we'll light a candle and sing Go Now in Peace.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love
The purpose of our church is to encourage all who gather here to grow more generous in spirit and in action. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-supporting church and its many ministries. The gift of the congregation will now be gratefully given and gratefully received.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And that's when that I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget just how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm ready to do anything I can. I'm always there to help my fellow man or woman. Count on me like 1, 2, 3, you'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. And that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh yeah.
We can always count on Bonnie coming through. Now I'd like to bring you into a softer time as we have reflection and silence. I ask you to close your eyes and take a very deep breath and focus on your breathing, listening to just the sounds in the room as we prepare to explore our time and talents. I'll offer these words to meditate on during this time. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi.
Our first reading this morning was written by the Reverend Marcus Leifert from Becoming, a Spiritual Guide for Navigating Adulthood. The Unitarian Universalist congregation where I served as an intern made a mosaic tree of life the summer before I arrived. Congregants of all ages came together to craft the tree's leaves using bits and pieces of broken ceramics, jewelry, glass, stone. There are many precious personal items in the tree too, including fragments of the Berlin Wall, a father's watch face, pieces of great-grandmother's china, and the key to the front door of a much-loved home. The bit of paper Unitarian Universalists are mosaic makers. Like the members of community that brought them together, each part is imbued with memories and meaning. Each fragment holds a piece of truth. We are mosaic makers. We are a people who bring together the broken pieces of our histories and the shining pieces of our seeking. And piece by piece, we create a mosaic religion. Our tree of life is found in the stories of our living tradition. The bead from a transformational moment of worship at a youth conference. The bit of stamped paper blazing with the emblem of the United Service Committee that saved so many lives during World War II. The button or patch on a backpack that proudly proclaims the first justice issue that lit up our souls. But our mosaic making tells another story too, one that is more often very difficult to see, one that is essential to the purpose of religious community, one that lies not in the beautiful and broken bits and pieces and the memories, but in the grout. Grout, the chalky, gritty stuff that is squeezed between the cracks of tiles. In a mosaic, the grout holds the image together, unifying disparate pieces into a whole. The grout of a community takes years to lay and settle. Grout happens in board meetings, committee meetings, endless emails, and slow-moving institutions. It's in weekly potlucks shared by neighbors, a ride to church, coffee in the social hall after worship. While the folks who show up for church on Christmas and Easter will hopefully enjoy the beauty of the mosaic we have made and that they find, they may never know the real power of the grout that holds us through all seasons of life. We help to make the grout when we learn each other's names and when we reach out across generational divides. We help to make the grout when we show up on Sunday mornings without checking first to see if we're interested in the sermon topic or who's in the pulpit. When a newborn arrives to be blessed by community, it is the grout that enables us to welcome them. And it is in the grout that we rest when we gather to grieve and memorialize a beloved one who has died. Oh, hold us, O grout, gather us in through time and space and make us our broken pieces whole in community. In our multiplicity, make us one. From each of our jagged edges, give us the shape of a communal beauty. These are the words of the Reverend Marcus Leifert.
Some hands have blessed the world together. Some hands have fought in wars forever. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Some hands have blessed a million people. Some hands help free the world from evil. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? Some hands can stop a life from dying. Some hands comfort a baby crying. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? I want to sing it from my heart. I want to hear it in the wind till it blows around the world, then comes back again. And all that we can ask is for ours to be free, to use them when we want, for whatever the need. Some hands give voice to a nation. Some hands wrote the times they are a-changin'. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? What shall I do with these hands of mine? The world could use a hero of the humankind. So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine? So tell me, what shall I do with these hands of mine?
Our second reading this morning comes from a book that we use for the Board of Trustees and many of our areas around the church. It's written by Dan Hotchkiss, Governance and Ministry. I'm reading today from the section on committees and teams. In contrast to committees which meet to write reports, make recommendation, and gather information for the board, teams produce practical results for the good of the congregation. Some teams fall into bits and pieces of parts of the mission. There's primary teams, like teams for worship, outreach, humanity, caring, the choir, and education, where other teams produce supportive results, like a weekly newsletter where the readers feel informed. Another supported team is the buildings and grounds, where there is enjoyment of all those that's passing by, or those coming into a service or a meeting or concert, or just admire the outside beauty of maybe a fountain. All of these activities potentially invite people into a mutually supportive, inspiring friendship, which through the power of a good example may do more to transform lives than an intentional life-changing program might. Teams make it better use of people's time to get involved. Rotating leadership or facilitators offers more efficiency of time. So the quality of an effective team must consist of a primary focus, unity, problem solving, and a preference for action over talk. So in the readings. One benefit of differentiating teams from committees is that teams can engage people to choose how they want to give their time versus asking members to continue to attend a long committee meeting. Both are designed to accomplish a need, maybe such as membership. With a team focus, congregants can choose to sign up to meet or greet someone at the front door, or help them find their name tags in that specific area on any given Sunday. They don't have to attend a long membership meeting, as they've already signed up to give their gift of time in some part of the overall membership team. Today we're going to hear a testimonial from a relatively new member and how this lady has given her gifts of time and talent. I ask you now to welcome Elaine Brooks.
Good morning. My name is Elaine Brooks, and I have been a member of UUCTS for 2 years. I was a member of a UU church in Connecticut for several years before it closed, and I promised myself that when I moved to Florida, I would find another UU church. I researched the 2 churches in the area and liked the mission of our church, so I knew this is where I would end up. But this thought kept running through my head. What will the church ask of me? How much am I willing to commit to? Not knowing the answer to this question, it took me a year to show up. After attending for a few weeks, I knew that I had found my spiritual home and that I wanted to contribute, but I wasn't sure how. I started where I was most comfortable and offered a poetry group for personal growth, which has continued for a year. As time went on, I found more ways I could give back to the church that was giving so much to me. I like baking, so it was no problem to bake for some Sundays. I signed up for coffee hour and to be a greeter. I enjoyed concerts, so helping there was easy. These are small ways to be the grout that holds our community together. I had the honor of being on the ministerial search team, and I'm currently a member of the Sunday service reboot team. I'm grateful to join with long-term members of our church as we explore ways to make our weekly service a vibrant and meaningful part of our lives. Most surprising to me is that I'm actually standing here, because public speaking is like not in my comfort zone. It's become a little more in my comfort zone as I've done it. But if I can do this, other people can do it too. This morning, the engagement team showed ways that you can be a part of our Sunday service. Why not contribute by lighting the chalice one Sunday, or being a worship associate, reading the story for all ages, or even being a lay leader? We are among caring, compassionate people who will support you however you choose to be of service. There are times when I come back to my question, wondering what the church would ask of me, as I think, I have to make coffee today, or I have to attend a meeting and I really don't have time. And then I remember, I don't have to do this. I get to do this, to give back to the people who have become an important part of my life. It's an exciting and challenging time as we prepare to welcome a new minister and work together as a community to create the Sunday services that will inspire us each week. You each have gifts, and I hope that today's service will encourage you to volunteer in whatever way you think you can, and maybe in ways that will surprise you.
Thank you so much, Elaine. A gift of time. More than 75 years ago, Henry Luce wanted a name of just one word for a weekly news magazine that would describe the passing events of the week before. He searched fiercely and finally chose the word time, which is still in existence today. It's simple, but encompasses all the weekly events that goes on from week to week. Time is a mystery. We sense its passing in our consciousness. We measure its progress by delicately adjusted instruments. We mark its flight and read it as it leaves a world behind. But one thing we cannot do is define it. We have the same amount of time on any given day. And how many times have you heard someone say, I don't have time for that? We choose how to spend our time. Today's service is about giving your time along with your talents. Our life is always a large clockmaker's shop with 1,000 things and timepieces ticking and ticking. We all make a decision on where we're going to be on a certain time. The rotation of the earth marks the passing of the day and the night. The phases of the moon and the moving on of months and revolutions of the planets, they march on through the years. This process never stops. Thus, we're giving all of the same amount of time. Now, geology studies the wrinkles that are written by time on the Earth's brow. Astronomers study the clockworks of the heavens, and archaeologists peer into the relics of the ancient past to try to trace the footprints of time through the ages that have gone by. We're making a footprint on this church's history. Each of us decides what we can do with the time that we can give to this community. Let us spend a few moments thinking about volunteering your time. At its core, volunteerism is the engagement and mobilization of people or groups of people to support others, or even to fight for a worthy cause. Volunteer programs happen all over the world. Volunteers help improve lives of many. Many of us volunteer for other organizations in communities besides our church. Let's take a little bit closer look at this phenomenon of volunteerism. It's an act of free labor to conduct a community service or support a nonprofit organization. It's the principle of donating time and energy towards a greater cause. Volunteers can help change lives of those in their community as a social responsibility rather than actually waiting for a financial reward. Volunteering is important because it enables us to help people and serve others in a selfless way. When individuals take an initiative to help people in the community or support philanthropic causes, it improves the community by creating a tighter bond and forming lasting relationships. Plus, nonprofit organizations can utilize groups of people and their passionate volunteers to achieve their goals, making their mission happen and making the world a better and safer place. I found one statistic that said 60 million people volunteered in 2021. Now you may think that's a pretty considerable number, but there were 71 million in 2018. So in 3 years, we lost 10 million volunteers. So what do you think the numbers are going to be for 22, 23, 24? They probably too will be significantly reduced. This reduction is seen in all different types of organizations, and churches are no exception. The UUCTS membership has even dropped since the pandemic, and thus our pool of volunteers has also dropped. Some members choose to sing in the choir, which also means not only being here on Sunday early, but to be in here for practice on Friday. Some choose to come make coffee, which means getting here around 9:30 to get things set up so that everything will be ready after the Sunday service. Many of us have received get well cards or sympathy cards, and that just doesn't happen. Someone chooses to pick the card, to write a sweet note, address it, and mail it. We are a very small church community and only have about 40 active members and friends who are able to give of their time. Each Sunday, everyone expects a service, music, and coffee. And it just doesn't happen without people giving their time to each of these. Time is like a trust fund. So what are we going to do with it? Are we going to flitter it away? Are we going to let it slip through our fingers? Are we going to give a little more of our time to the Sunday experience? We are reorganizing how we do the Sunday experience. Not just not just the worship service, but what happens before and after. We're looking to get away from that term committees with leaders and create teams. Some we have already put together, circles that you're very familiar with the rainbow circle. You could even call your group a network. Whatever you want to call it, it's not going to be a committee. Because this concept of teams follows this shared ministry concept, as we heard this morning from Dan Hotchkiss. As we enter a new church year and look forward to our new halftime minister, Pastor Patty, we are also starting with membership, Sunday services, and hospitality teams, following a team concept for this shared ministry. The Board of Trustees follows this same type of ministry. We rotate who facilitates the meeting, and each of the 5 of us take responsibility for an ongoing agenda items. And I can tell you that we go through and make sure that things happen. They don't stay on the agenda more than 2 months. A story's been told about a party of men that were shipwrecked, adrift in a small boat on a stormy sea in the mid-Atlantic Ocean. After floating for several days, one guy saw the light of a passing ship. But how are they going to attract those people on that ship? How would they make them aware of their desperate plight? They only had one small lantern and one single match. Someone on the small boat had to accept responsibility of striking that one match. That solitary match is what stood between them and being saved by that ship passing by. They put their heads together as a team and thought, what can be done? They decided to cast lots and found that the heavy responsibility of the match would fall on the youngest sailor. With a prayer on his lips and with trembling fingers, he struck that match, and just for a moment, that flame flickered as it was going to go out. And shielding the match with all of their cupped hands, the young sailor then was able to open the door of the lantern, light the little stub of the candle, and someone volunteered to quickly shut that door of the lantern. The lookout, who was high up on the tall ship, spotted that dim light in a small boat. He climbed down the rope, went to inform the captain, and soon the men were rescued. And that's what you call a real team effort. One of the most exciting things about giving your time is that there are countless ways and differences in this church. While there's really no wrong way to be generous, you may find that just tapping into some of your unique skills or creativity, that you'll walk away feeling enriched from that experience. As Elaine mentioned, you have to think about how you're going to get started. I came up with these 5 words that probably needs to convey your commitment to the gift of your time. The first word is service. Serving others is the essence of giving one's time and effort to where you are needed. The word dedication portrays your commitment. Showing up and carrying out your job shows passion and devotion, and it gives a positive impact. The next word is compassion. By being generous and genuine to give your gift of time. The word impact, or the 4th word, regarding the impressions that you leave of yourself and of others, make that lasting impact. And the last word is empowerment. There are mutual benefits that you have personal growth while providing a service to others in the community. So think of service, dedication, compassion, impact, and empowerment. Hannah Shaw Grove, a marketing officer for a large corporation, was assigned a simple, time-tested process to create a framework that would build the pillars of giving in their organization. And I am going to choose the 2 that she started with first, of time and talent. Time is the most valuable resource that we have, and once it's gone, it's gone. That's why it's universally understood a precious gift of time truly is. This type of giving provides someone else with your time to help. Your gift of time may be direct, hands-on, like plating a snack or putting them in the offering plate, or helping a visitor find a name tag, or indirect service by sitting at the table where you see visitors sitting during coffee hour. There will be a small list of things that you can choose as we enter into our coffee hour activities. As Elaine mentioned, such as lighting the chalice, reading the covenant statement, or maybe even picking up the phone and calling someone when you know that they've missed out on Sunday. I'll be part of the cleanup team if you can't get her early to make coffee. Hannah's second process and pillar of giving is talent. Some of us share unique skills and professional expertise. You can use your own talent to give back to this church community. And thank you, Elaine, for speaking today about your testimonial. Writing words or a poem for chalice lighting. You also can go to the UUA website and look up chalice lighting, as I did for a gift of giving, and I had a choice of many different ones that we used this morning. You also could choose to work with the stream team to create the live streaming and the Zoom process, or help manage the slides in the monitor, or present special music. So it's not only rewarding to donate your talents, but also highly valued because it provides a service and expertise that not everyone has the skills to offer. Giving of your time, talents, and treasures are an important part of any church stewardship. And today we're only asking for time and talent. We're asking for treasures, or those monetary gifts will come later in the year. All of these show your love and support for this loving community. But what can you do, you ask? Think of your talents and what team might be best for you. Please join us for some fun and play with a few games to learn about our Engagement Sunday in the social hall, where we'll have an activity that's interactive that's been developed to highlight the volunteer opportunities for hospitality, greeters, ushers, and the Sunday service team. It will invite you to indicate your interest in opportunities and give your time and talent that we have made it easy. It'll help you to find your volunteer activities to register this time frame. Please join and sing in the last hymn, 331.
Life is the greatest gift of all the riches on this earth. Life and its creatures, great and small, of high and lowly birth. So treasure it and measure it with deeds of shining worth. Mind is the brightest gift of all, its thought no barrier mar. It seeks creation's hidden plan, its quest surmounts all bars. It rains the wind, it chains the storm, it weighs the outmost stars. We are of life, its shining gift, the measure of all things. Up from the dust our temples lift, our vision soars on wings. For seed and root, for flower and flute, our grateful spirit sings.
Our closing words today are by Amy Zucker Morgenstern. Until we meet again. May all the hours together be blessed as this one has been by an open heart sharing of our time and talents, learning from one another and making beautiful harmonies together. And may we greet everyone we encounter with the same acceptance and grateful kinship until we meet again. Blessed be.
Thank you for serving, my friends. You give so graciously without end, and we'd like to pause and thank you for all that you do. The volunteers we have now, you do so much for us, holy cow, and this little tune is to thank you for all that you do. We couldn't do it without you. Just look at all the people you touch. You go out of your way every single day, and we'd like to thank you so much. Thank you for serving, my friends. We're looking you in the eye, and all the ones who will testify that when you share your gift, all will get your drift and join in. You'd be surprised how you feel sharing a coffee or yummy meal in a circle of friends. The connections you make never end. Oh, make this Sunday experience stay with you throughout the week. If you lend a hand, this church will always stand and be the place that everyone will seek. Thank you for serving, my friends. Thank you for serving, my friends. Thank you for serving, my friends. Thank you for serving, my friends.
We hope that somehow you found meaning in today's service, and we close with these words from Sidney Wiles. In this community, we give and we receive.